I did post to a few like kilt or hiking channel. The idea was to post to those as Kilted Adventurer to help with brand recognition. What I didn't know would happen would be that that particular platform would grow rapidly. I don't know how to make money from it other than to promote my YouTube content, but I don't think Facebook's going away. Everybody says it's for old people, but looking at my demographics, I got a lot of 25 to 45, but I've also got a lot of older people that watch.
We
so on Facebook, I need to serve them.
We get, and which I don't promote our Bill Marion Live Facebook page much anymore in my videos because I forget. I honestly just forget to. There is, and I'll get to this in just a moment, but most of our, what I call, fans, if you will, people that show up all the time to our videos, especially in our early days, they started out by connecting with us on Facebook because we would put the link to the Facebook page, to our Facebook page through the videos. There is the thing with YouTube where there was a question a few years ago on whether or not posting your link on your YouTube, in your YouTube description, at Bill Marion on Facebook, at Bill Marion Life, whatever.
Yeah.
If that was good or not to do, because they are competing platforms. And, was that a good idea to put both on there? And I said one thing at Vlogmas that where I'm like anti-Facebook, but there's been twice this year since Vlogmas where I went, okay, this is ridiculous with the algorithm. This is good content. And I hit every Facebook group I'm a part of with these videos. And that helped get it out of the gate because there were videos that were stuck. There were solid videos that were just stuck.
Absolutely.
And you're just going, what is going on here? And so one of the things where I've always push video platforms, even if I'm not a part of them, it keeps this platform honest. It keeps us trying to be better.
Yeah.
And doing right by I'm gonna say YouTube's good to their content creators. Once YouTube was the first platform to come out and say, hey, we're going to give half the or whatever it is of the ad dollars. We're going to give it to the content creators. Wow. I mean, that's huge. That's amazing. And that set a standard. And so you're hoping that other platforms come, and that's what helps the content creator is that it's a competitive market. So I hope it remains competitive. And unless you're like a Joe Rogan who gets a Spotify deal, for $100 billion, and if you've got the time and energy, I mean, obviously YouTube is not my primary job. It's not your primary job. Right. And my job, as being a pastor, the hours where you can be called in, at midnight or in the morning, it is difficult for me to manage anything more than one YouTube channel. I tried another YouTube channel to do something else on a different YouTube channel. We're talking about doing more of this on a different YouTube channel, more of this kind of interaction.
Yeah.
But it's difficult. It's about going back to mental health again and going back to your energy levels. I want to be able to put 100% into a video. I feel bad enough when I feel like I've just phoned a video in because we've all done it. Let's not lie about it. When you phone a video in, it's not guilt. It's just more like you want to do all things in excellence, right?
Absolutely.
So it's a matter of going, I could have done better at that. That wasn't my best. And so now if you're making videos for, I don't know what Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and you're trying to do different content, that's tough.
And I'm not suggesting splitting platforms. Also, I have observed what you have. If I don't post direct links to hardly any of my videos, but if you have, there's two situations where I will. Well, I'll say three. One, if one's stuck, like you mentioned, it's good, but it needs that boost out of the gate. Two, if it's good and it didn't perform. So I've got nothing to lose. I can go back and push that one if it's good. I want people to look at the good content, and some, to your point, is better than others. Number three is when I am creating a video that is designed primarily for SEO. Now, we will talk about Keyword Explorer, SEO optimization. Like, all of my videos are 100% SEO'd. But there's some I create just for that purpose because I am trying to cast a broad net and build lots of watch hours.
Talk about SEO real quick. Now you need to talk about, like, for people who are tuning in later and want to understand YouTube, what do you mean by SEO?
SEO is an acronym for search engine optimization. And I would say, I did not look before we got on. I should have. But I have grown my views to it's north of 40. It's close to 50% of my views come from search engine optimization. So that's when people are going into YouTube. YouTube automatically recommends a whole menu of things based on what you've been watching, the channels you follow, the types of content you like. All that's right there on your feed, and you can pick from any of that. But you also got the hourglass. And sometimes people are searching for specific content. Well, if they're searching for Cummins Falls, where I'll be tomorrow, I want to be in the top 5 of that. So you have to optimize your videos. And I will share a link to a tool that I think we both use. I know I use it. It's TubeBuddy. And I'm going to put this link here. They have a couple of tools. The first one is Keyword Explorer. So I'm like you, Bill. I don't chase after topics. vidIQ is another tool that's great. They will recommend topics. TubeBuddy will look at keywords. They look at YouTube, Google, several of the other search platforms are looking for, and they'll tell you how many people are looking for that. But what I will do is if I'm going to Cummins Falls, maybe Cummins Falls, there's not a lot of competition and people search for that. So I'll optimize Cummins Falls. But if everybody's searching Chattahoochee National Forest, but not many people are searching, wild swimming, or more people are, it's a balance. So you got competition, you got search volume. So you want to balance that out. And these tools will help you with that. They will let you know how many people are searching for that, how much competition's out there, and what do other channels that are making videos about that look like. So it's very, very helpful. And then they make recommendations, including tags, things in your description, if I'm putting the location or hashtags or not, like all those things come together. So if you have that keyword that you want your video to be best known for, that will make 100% what they call optimized to that term. Doesn't work every time. I've got one on Atlanta attractions, things to do. It's a good video, and it hasn't gotten as much views as I would like. Made another one on Bill Street, and I get an astronomical amount of views on that video because when people are searching for Bill Street, I'm right there on top. So it's not a kilt video. I made that one for that audience. I am a travel channel just like you are as well. So I show a lot more travel content, but that's what I'm talking about. And again, you can't argue with success. Almost 50% of my views come from search now. So these tools and that strategy works.
I will tell you this. If when you watch this on the replay, if you're watching later tonight or whatever, and maybe you just started a YouTube channel, or maybe you've had it for a while, but it didn't track well, you need to click on this link to go ahead and do it. And he's put it in the chat. He's going to put it in the description as well. Go ahead. What is it? $9-10 a month. I think the last time I checked, Toby, what is it?
There's different tiers. I would buy the pro tier to start with. That's the least expensive paid tier.
Right.
If you've got the money, you get a discount if you buy it for a whole year. I think you get like 2 months free or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not expensive, and it really is a useful tool.
It also helps this channel, and you want to be able to help other and of course I believe in that anyway, helping somebody else that's already starting towards their goal. There's just something about helping somebody else that helps you. I can't explain it, but you want to go ahead and click on that link and go to TubeBuddy. Let me explain why I'm preaching TubeBuddy right now. When I first looked at TubeBuddy and started, I thought I was too good for all that stuff. And here's why. I had a few videos that had hit a little bit. Mm-hmm. And I thought, I don't need any help with that stuff. It's a big con, or whatever. I said that. And as time goes on, you start realizing, wait a minute, there's got to be more to this. There's all these other buttons here on YouTube. Yeah. And you'll hear people say this. You hear people with huge platforms not related to YouTube. They're not on YouTube, but they have a huge platform in some way, and they think they've got YouTube figured out. So they're just going to put their content up there, whatever that content is, and they're just going to rock star it out, not realizing if you don't do these other things. Let me just say it this way. Video content is this much of your job as a content creator. Mm-hmm. Your title, your tags, all of those things, your description, all of those things, they are equally as important as great content. Now, I know we said that in part 1. I know we said that already, so I don't want to rehash that, other than to say this: if you're not, TubeBuddy is the best, in my opinion, the best. I've looked at other options, even considered some other options, but TubeBuddy, for me, they've got a staff there. They offer a lot of other things that I haven't even tried yet, but I'm looking forward to trying. But when it comes to the keyword stuff, man, it changed everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it to where there were some months where, man, maybe I only put out 2 videos that month because our real life, so to speak, our life outside of YouTube got so overwhelmed. But because I would go back in to those older videos where I didn't care about, or I didn't even know how to tag. I didn't know what I was doing tagging a video, and retag them according to what the process that he's sharing with you on keyword searches, what scores high, looking at the competition weight versus, hey, do you own this topic? In other words, are you the only one on the platform that has it? Which doesn't matter if nobody's searching for it, right? You want to make sure somebody's searching for that topic. How's your title? All of that stuff TubeBuddy helps with tremendously. And I think they're the best I think they're the best out there. I don't see, you're going to get channel audits and everything where they'll come in there and help your channel. Go ahead, Toby.
Yeah, no, they're good. And not to belabor the point, but they also offer productivity tools. Mm-hmm. So that it is a time saver. And last but not least, because I can't always remember everything, they remind you of stuff. So the last video that I uploaded and I got ready, I forgot to put in cards and end screen elements. And they've got a best practices checklist that they said, hey, think about these things. So, again, that they are tools. They're not going to make bad content go viral or those types of things. But if you can
let me add one thing, because and this is huge. When you subscribe to TubeBuddy, you get to see the other tags that maybe a competitor that's.
Oh yeah.
You can see their tag, their keywords, how do they score? That's wonderful because you can see how bad your tags are or how good, or maybe you've got a strategy. Because here's the thing, Toby, the truth is that you have forgotten more about statistics than I'll ever know. You're amazing. I love it now that you're on YouTube and that you have TubeBuddy and you keep up, because you teach me stuff all the time about how to interpret some of these numbers that I've never known until you got on YouTube. But looking at some of the analytics, there's a gamble sometimes where you're like, yeah, I know the score isn't that high, but I'm believing that I can make it high. In other words, this video is going to hit. And I'm not saying I know for a fact that that's happened, but there's been a couple of videos where, man, we might have invented that keyword for that topic. And that's kind of a cool feeling.
That's true. No, it is. I mean, used to, when you would type in Kilted A, you would get other things, and now you get the Kilted Adventurer. So that's fun.
Yeah.
Like to get the top of the search results. So let's see. One more thing on other platforms that I neglected to mention, Instagram. My Instagram account is solely a business account. I don't use that for personal. So it's branded Kilted Adventurer. I discovered this purely by accident. The way to grow on Instagram is, or at least today, is Reels. I'll take a 10-second cell phone video. Usually I use my GoPro 4K, like high definition, super high for everything. But for those 10 seconds of a waterfall in a creek, put that on Instagram, put a little music on top of it. Some of them get 40,000 views. Some get 1,000, some get, but 40,000 views will add 100 followers. 1,000 views might add 3 followers. I don't know how to convert short form viewers over, but that's a larger audience that I am able to promote my channel to, and it takes almost no work.
But I put the shorts on YouTube. I put the 1-minute video that my son sent me, which caused me to spit laugh. It was just hysterical to me. And he's playing golf. He swings the club, and the club leaves his hand, it hits a tree, and goes in the water. It's just, and the youthfulness of the playfulness, of the video. It's just hysterical.
That was so much fun. I don't know if it's because I like Nathan and I know him, or just
kid needs his own channel. I mean, he is a comedian, and he's him and Christian. I won't say the last name there, but a friend of his that they grew up together. We'll come back to that. I'm sure you want to address that in just a second.
Yeah, let's talk about that, Alan.
Let me finish this one about the short.
Absolutely.
Is to say this is that when I watched that reel or whatever, the short, go to 1,300 and stop.
Yeah.
And did not see, because it's only 30 something seconds long. I'm still having a hard time understanding how that's valuable to a channel on YouTube. But
I don't think shorts are valuable.
I don't either. I just don't get it.
Let's wrap up the tools conversation, and then let's talk
Yeah.
about that, because we put that as a tentative topic. I think it's important right now because
Sure.
you just
Sure.
released a whole series of things specific to shorts. Alan, I am not trying to talk anybody out of vidIQ. I actually follow their channel and watch their videos.
Sure, absolutely.
And a lot of the how to grow on YouTube experts, which Bill and I, you know, we've had a very successful year, both of us, in different ways. So we're sharing what we know. They use both tools, quite frankly, for different purposes and reasons. The number one thing that I hear about vidIQ is the idea generator. That for me is not valuable, because my idea generator is I will pull out a Google map and decide, where do I want to go this weekend? What's there? And what kind of story can I tell while I'm there? I don't need an idea generator for that. But for those who are having trouble thinking of new creative ideas, I think there's some value there. So I certainly don't want to turn you off of a tool that's working. Alan's got a great weight loss channel. So he's being very successful. If it's working for you, I'm not going to steer you away from it. But I am a big TubeBuddy fan. So I just, want to be very clear with that. I do have an affiliate link. It's in the description below. And if you use that, if you're going to use TubeBuddy, click the link anyway. I don't recommend things I don't use and believe in. And that, to Bill's point, will help us out. YouTube Shorts. They released something in the last 2 weeks, and it just came onto my phone today. So they're kind of staggering it out, where you can take your long form content, clip a piece, it automatically becomes a short. So they're making it easier, but then it points back to your long form. So they're trying to bridge the gap between short form content and long form content. Yeah. Now, Bill, you gave me praises and accolades earlier for being a statistics expert.
I love it. Yeah, you're great.
But I'm going to give you praises and accolades for being at least an amateur psychologist, or a study of human behavior. I guess that's sociology. I don't think they're the same audience.
They're not. Well, I guess indirectly they would be, because like I have also spent time flipping through shorts, but not realized that you spent 10 minutes doing this, watching shorts.
Because I don't.
Every now and then it has that that TikTok, which I don't have TikTok app on my phone. I can't stand the China's TikTok. Sorry, it slipped. My bad. I'm not a big fan at all of that format. However, sometimes, especially on Facebook with whatever the reels, some of them are so hysterical that you find, and you'll get 4 or 5 really good ones back to back, and they're just hysterical, and it happens. What my concern is with that particular concept on YouTube is, first of all, I want to look at my peers on YouTube and go, we're better than that. We don't produce that kind of stuff. There's that, okay, but then there's this. When you share that 1 minute, because this is me, you have that funny moment. My son sends me the video and I want to make a short out of it because it's hysterical. I haven't made a short yet, so I'm using this video because he's filming the right way at the time and all that stuff. And so I do that. And then all of a sudden, what can happen, I can see this happening, where people are like, oh, that's a funny channel. They go to the channel, and my son's on several of my videos, probably 25 or 30 of our videos, but it's not humorous stuff like he did. That's not what we do.
Yeah.
And I can see myself falling into that trap of always wanting to release this 1 minute silly, like that's what I would do. I would release like fun stuff that has nothing really to do with the channel.
Well, so even if it's not off topic, my Instagram reels, mentioned those a few minutes ago, they're amazing waterfalls, and that is very much on topic. However, I'm not yet convinced, and I hope I'm wrong, that somebody who's going to watch a 10-second waterfall video is going to watch a 10-minute hiking adventure. I may be wrong, and maybe they will. There's a couple of other issues. TikTok doesn't pay their creators, and YouTube has a shorts fund, but nobody's getting money from that yet. So, and the other thing is, it feels great to get 500,000 views or 1 million views or 10,000 views in my case on some of that stuff. But it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't equate over to subscribers on your long form content.
And with other video platforms in general, because I know that's kind of a part of this whole conversation. there are some things that I want to try, some other platforms to do a different thing, to do something that's not even this, that it's more on the creative end and blah, blah, blah. But
Yeah, try it over there, though. That's my opinion. I'm probably wrong.
I don't know that there's a wrong or right now. I think YouTube is TikTok is huge, and I mean it is.
It's not going away.
It's not going away. I don't think YouTube's going away as far as anytime soon at all. I think. Hello, by the way, I've got to say hello to Gary Millwood.
Yeah, hey Gary, Gary jumped on one of the last live streams with me. We did a hiking trivia game, and it was fun. But he's also a small creator, so he's created a channel, and that's just fun. Like that's a recent addition to the YouTube world, and I'm glad that you've done that, Gary. So appreciate you joining.
And Gary, I tell you, when growing your channel, I would go back to the beginning of this video and to part 1. And one of the things when we just got finished talking about, but I'm gonna say just for Gary's sake, I know that it doesn't really bear repeating again for everybody, but that TubeBuddy to help your channel, you want to go ahead and get that. It's not that much money, but it'll help your channel tremendously as far as knowing keywords and things like that. But also in continuing to make content, because you make content there in the Deep South. There's people that love what you're doing. Is he did the I think going there towards Dayton here recently. And you hear about, if you don't live in the Tennessee Valley, you still hear about Dayton in school. That's where the Scopes monkey trial was. You hear about that all the time. And so you'd be surprised how many people over the years start watching that. They add up. So the biggest thing too, Toby, just to go back to the TubeBuddy thing and tools, consistency. We've got to say, I know I said it in part 1. I've got to say that again, consistency. We release a video every Tuesday night between 8 and 9 o'clock. That's another reason why our channel has had consistent growth, and yours has too, is that consistency is everything.
So here's one thing I noticed in the analytics. You're talking about consistency, and I released every Friday at 6 p.m. My audience is on Mondays at 1 p.m. and Fridays at 1 p.m. And I didn't know that. And now YouTube has told me that, and TubeBuddy helped me interpret that. So now my regular videos are Fridays at 1 p.m. Tomorrow is Gee Creek and the Hiwassee River. It turned out beautiful.
How is that working? So has that translated to views for you and watch time? Yes,
it has. More of the people who watch my channel are on at that time. Almost nobody was on at 6 o'clock. So they might watch it over the weekend. I did a poll community tab, and most people were watching it over the weekend, but a video needs to do good out of the gate for YouTube to recommend it, unless it picks it back up later. So anyway, you're talking about TubeBuddy, and I agree with you. It is an investment, but it is an investment worth spending. I want to talk about another type of investment, advertising. I haven't figured it all out yet, but I will tell you in my experience where my advertising dollars are best spent. I'll start where they're not best spent. They're not best spent on promoting a specific video. So I would go to my videos that have the highest subscriber rates. You can look at any video's analytics, and it tells you how many people subscribe to this video, to your channel, while watching this video. And I've got a few. Hiking in a Kilt was a big one. Welcome to the channel was a big one. There were 2 or 3 others that had an abnormal amount of new subscribers. So I thought, I'm going to promote that video through advertising. And you only pay when people watch it. That's pretty cool. All that does is inflate views, and you don't even get like paid watch time for that. I didn't get any subscribers from that at all, and it kills that analytics for that video. Like your average watch time goes super far down. So that was not money well spent. Facebook ads. We talked about Facebook earlier. For those just joining, Jim, welcome. Yeah, he's just having fun and making memories. That's his tagline. I love that. And I disagree. If you want to make money on YouTube, I think you certainly could. But if that's not your goal, that's okay, because you have fun and you make memories. And Jim and I are going to get together and hike on my way up to see you next time, Bill. So he's right on the way, right off the road.
Excited. I'll tell you what, this fall's a great time. Make plans now. And the thing is, fall in the Shenandoah Valley. I was telling Toby this before. I was telling you this before we ever jumped on live, that it's different than it is in the southeast part of the country for sure, where I'm used to it being. I think I went deer hunting one time. It was in November, and it was 87 degrees. It was 87 degrees. It was back when it was a dry summer. It was a rough summer, but still, I mean, there's a lot of summer left in August if you live in Southeast Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, or whatnot. here in Shenandoah Valley, I think next week it's like mid to low 70s. You know, it's already time. So
That's
fall,
insane.
you know, is pretty much over by the middle of October. But there is this is a beautiful part of the country to come hiking. It's just gorgeous. From here and over across the mountain in West Virginia, there's just not there's no pretty. It's wonderful. It's absolutely wonderful.
I'm definitely looking forward to it, and
Yeah.
getting to meet people like Jim has been a
gonna be
added
great.
bonus for this as well. Facebook ads are a good spend if you're wanting to grow a Facebook community. What you do with that community, I'm still experimenting with, but that is money very well spent. If you want to buy Google ads, don't buy them directly through YouTube. Buy Google ads and point them to your YouTube channel. But here's the caveat. Your last video needs to be really good. Dayton, I did this with my Dayton, Tennessee video, speaking of Dayton again, and it really grew the channel, but it was expensive, so I can't do that very often. But if you point them to your channel and your last one wasn't one of your good videos, and we all have videos that are better than others, you don't want to do that. You're wasting your money. They'll go to your channel, they'll see that video, and they'll be like, this is not great. So I've had no success, and I've tried several times promoting specific videos through YouTube. Facebook, dollar for dollar, the best ad spend out there. And then if you want to use Google ads, use Google ads. Point them to your channel. And your last piece of content is phenomenal, because that's what they'll click on when they go to your channel, your last video, right?
I didn't know that. You're blowing, because I've never put an ad behind a YouTube video. We've done that through our church. Like if I put a video up for our church, you know, on Facebook, I call it juicing it. You know, when you juice the
absolutely.
ad. And you know, we've had tremendous results from that. Like that's been a big deal. Mm-hmm. Is getting turnout because of Facebook videos. Or videos exclusively for Facebook. We've actually added members to the church that, in other words, they start coming because of a Facebook ad.
Now, never put an affiliate link behind an ad. That's violating terms and conditions. So if you ever think about putting an affiliate link and creating an advertisement, don't. So that's a cheat. That's not worth trying, because you will get caught. And I haven't tried, but I've first of all got to be a person of integrity. If there's terms and conditions, I will follow them.
Abide by them.
So don't try that in case anybody gets that great idea. Let's talk about a couple more things, and then we have another live stream coming up next week that I want to let everybody know about also. But before we talk about that, to Jim's point about making money on YouTube, let's talk about other revenue streams for a few minutes. I'm not in the partner program yet. The subscribers have doubled since our last live stream, so I'm very excited about that. Watch hours are catching up. Got more work to do, so hopefully a few of these live streams and things will help with that. But I've made money through affiliate links. I did some product reviews, and again, you want to be a person of integrity. Don't review things you don't use or that's garbage. A good name is worth more than riches. Word of God says that. I love my hiking boots, and people like that information, and they buy them. And I get money from Amazon affiliate links. Now, the caveat there, and I made a video about this, and I didn't expect it to do good, but it did. I looked real sad because Amazon kicked me out of the program, because 500 is the magic number. I don't want to give away that video. I'll put that link down there later if I remember. But once you get 500 followers, I did two things. I got 500 on YouTube, and I took my Instagram profile out because it wasn't at 500 yet in their application. So I put Facebook and YouTube on, both of them way over 500. Mm-hmm. Make 3 sales, and then they review your application. It's 3 sales in 6 months. And if you meet the guidelines, you're in. If you don't, they'll cut you a check and say, thanks for playing. Try again next time. So that happened to me the first time. I was at like 487. They had it's like Uber world follower over there, I guess, but it's their platform, so they can do what they want to with it. So yeah, I'm an Amazon affiliate. Also cut a deal with UT Kilts. I bought 6 kilts from the guy. I might as well tell people what I wear. And if people are interested in buying kilts, I get a commission off of those sales. And then TubeBuddy. It's a tool I use. It's a tool I believe in. And quite frankly, it's the best revenue producing affiliate link out there. And it doesn't just pay once, it pays every year. So I'm still mad at you because you told me to buy TubeBuddy, but you didn't give me your affiliate link, and you'd be earning money from that right now.
The thing is, I started out with the affiliate link putting in videos back in 2018. Did not see any immediate results. And this is when I would have been definitely 100% agreeing with you.
Yeah.
And I still do. I still do. I think it's fun. You need to find as many ways. Do not rely on AdSense. Do not rely on ads. And the reason why is because you're just limiting yourself. There's it's kind of been suggested that doing product reviews and doing affiliate links actually helps your channel with the algorithm. I can't get that. There's people that have stated that, which we started doing product reviews again, which I swore those off with, for Lent or whatever. I was like, I'm never doing a product review again. We did one this summer. A part of that has to do with where a lot of these products are from and things like that. We'll get into that now, but
for sure.
The affiliate link, I knew that from having like a vlog not a vlog, but a blog years ago, and knowing that is one of the best ways in the world to make money, to add money to your content. When you would highlight a link in your blog and they could click on that link that would take them to your Amazon
storefront or whatever.
And I was thrilled that when you were like, you called me twice about, you sold a pair of boots, and then somebody clicked on the YouTube video, and immediately it was like in my head, wah, 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 because I gave up on it. And that, I guess that'd be something else to add to that thing is don't give up on these concepts, which I just gave up on it.
The main thing has to be the main thing. You got to make good content. You got to get it out there.
But still, you need that. The thing is I'm still chasing that perfect product that I want to shill for. I'm still chasing. I mean,
if you buy a pair of boots and I love them, or even if you click on that link and you buy a different pair of boots, you're still in the session. That'll buy me a tank of gas to the waterfall tomorrow. So I'm not going to turn it down.
It's brilliant. It's like, hello. I think a part of it too, when you're trying to, at the time, my descriptions were 7 pages long back when seriously, if you go back to, and because some of them I haven't fixed, some of those descriptions, I had like 85 links. And I'm talking about long descriptions. And so it was like one less thing. I'm not even going to worry about copy and pasting that link. Nobody's clicking on that anyway. Nobody cares about my recommendations when it comes to YouTube. And it's like, they
set
do.
that up in your default settings so you don't have to put that in every video.
I didn't even know about default settings back then. I mean, you're going back in time. And so I abandoned the concept. But it's something I wanted to wait till, this session was over before I went back and started, because I wanted to make sure that you were rewarded for your faithfulness to TubeBuddy before I ever mentioned it, and then start reinserting it back in. When you get 400 videos in, this is another thing. When you're 400 videos in on the platform, it is, it's kind of a hassle to go back and start inserting links.
So only do that on your popular videos, though.
Yeah.
Videos that are picking up views and traction, I will go back and improve either the SEO if it was poor or add current links. In screens, I don't get a lot of views from, but I always let YouTube pick one of them because it'll pick current stuff, which is great. But sometimes I have to go back and fix those. But yeah, you could spend all day fixing old videos and it wouldn't make any impact. If you are getting views on something popular or something resurrects, though,
I don't know. And here's why I say I don't know. Again, using TubeBuddy, golly, we've given them plenty of plug tonight, right?
Yeah.
When I realized what they were trying to tell me, I would go back to videos that I was really proud of that had no tractions, and I'm talking about like below 100 views.
If it's a good video, why not? What does it hurt? You put in the time and you're proud of it.
Well, I started doing 10 a week as best as I could, where I'd go back and and start doing the key, because you know how long that takes. I mean, it's a 2-hour process if you do it right.
Absolutely.
And guess what? That's one of the reasons why even when we've had a bad month when it comes to content, creating content, some of those videos are just now beginning to get traction. I'm talking about that
actually works.
Yeah. Yeah. Because when you redo your keywords, when you redo a thumbnail, when you redo things, it gives the algorithm another chance to look at it again. Okay. Now I got that tip from and I don't remember his name right now. You probably would, but he's on TubeBuddy. He's on there a lot, talking about how to grow your channel. Big guy, kind of a bigger guy.
Yeah.
But I remember him talking about that and going, and going back and start adding different keywords.
You can only make so much content in 1 week, so that's time well spent. I'm going to try that. Thank you for that, Bill.
I think it works.
I think
good.
It works. All right. Do we want to talk about spam for a minute and then conclude this session? Or
I'm with you, man. I serve at your behest, my friend.
Let's do it. because I want to provide value. And this is an experience. We talked a lot about mental health earlier in this live stream. For those that haven't joined till later on, make sure you go back and watch that. It's an important topic. Spam is a big deal in Instagram and to a lesser extent in Facebook, but it's made its way over to YouTube. And I noticed YouTube has created some additional tools for creators to help with filtering. I mentioned earlier, I proactively check my comments now versus just letting comments come through on notifications. I also took a template. I can't remember if I think it was Nick Nine, and I'm almost positive. He's huge in the how to grow on YouTube space, of 50 or 60 words he uses to filter. Now, I do occasionally have to go back and look at the held for review comments to get legitimate comments out, but that's severely diminished the spamming, and they're clever. So some have, really bad English and say, click this link, and that's obvious spam. Others are real people, and they try to get inside your head. So if you had any experience with what you later found out was spammers, but you thought maybe, you weren't kind of sure, you can feel something's not off, but you discover the game later on. Has that been a thing on your channel? I've heard that from other content creators.
Yeah. Well, let's say this. I want to make sure we get this out, is that if you are being harassed or bullied, or one of your other, subscribers if they're being harassed or bullied, boot it, get rid of it, because you'll be rewarded by the algorithm for that. You'll be rewarded, because this is not a place for that junk.
No,
at all. Spam is spam. You'll have other content creators that they mean well, and they'll post, maybe the content is closely related.
Okay.
And they'll post a link to their video about the same thing. Watch my video too when you're done. Or
that's not okay.
Well, here's the thing. If there are people that are naive, and maybe they don't understand that first of all, nobody's probably clicking on your video that way unless it is a bot. In other words, a bot is going through the comments and clicking on it to continue what they're doing, but nobody's clicking on it. It's not going. It's probably not even going into the comment section, because like mine and most people, the way they have their accounts set up, when you post a link to your video or to your personal video, it's going to that content creator spam folder.
Yeah, we'll never see it.
I don't check my folder that often. It's like once a year or something. You're going through YouTube and it's like, oh, I haven't checked this in a while, and you'll click it. But there's not an intention behind that. Right. And I used to, as a courtesy, I would send them a note and say, I'm going to go and post this for you, but you're probably wasting a lot of valuable time that you could be doing keyword searches and stuff by posting this link. It's not like Facebook. It's not going to work that way. I did notice that as the years have gone on, the bots that will post these links to these channels and other sites and so on, I did notice that they're getting better at making themselves sound human. Making themselves, that's something several people have called. At first, I didn't get what they were saying, but they'll speak in such a way or write in such a way that you almost fall for it at first, going, oh, okay, this is a person. Forget the link, just the way they comment. There's one right now, and goodness, I don't remember how to pronounce the name, but where you're like, they'll say something very generic, like, wow, this is such a beautiful video of beautiful places.
Yeah.
That sounds nice. It's like really sweet. Next video. Wow, another video. Beautiful video, beautiful places. And then there'll be a comment under that person's comment that seems like there's interaction between the two, until you start really looking at it. You're like, they're not saying anything. This isn't real interaction. And it's gotten more sophisticated as time goes on, and it's getting more sophisticated. Like every so many months, I'm like, wow, they're getting good, because then they're adding some things here and there, some other words like, hey, here's the one that almost got me, where I was like, oh, this person's real, which was, I like this one better than the one you did last year in the same area. And you're like, so I stopped and I went back, and because you don't remember, and I wasn't in the same area. Okay. I wasn't in the same area. So it's like, wait a minute, it's nonsense, but they're getting more, and they always use your ego too. The especially if they're trying to lure a content creator for whatever their agenda is. Yeah. They'll use your ego. Oh, this is the best video. Love the colors. They've even started putting timestamps in certain parts of the video, which I thought so it's getting more complicated. Spamming is one of those things that gets worse. The more subscribers you get, I hear the worse it gets. So,
well, the way to recognize the really good ones, at least for me now, is to think about it through the lens of the current scam on fake wrong number. You'll get a text, wrong number. You know, hey, how are you? Or
yeah. Yeah.
So if you read it through that lens, because if you're familiar, you can think about it that way. And then I'll address, Gary, your question here in a second. The last thing I will say for especially smaller creators, smaller channels, people who are just starting out, I get contacted, I wouldn't say frequently, but often enough by people offering to help me grow my channel. That's complete scam. There's nothing to that. They'll send you screen clips and have boxes around your views, and they'll make promises. And I don't even care what this scam is. Like if it's buying or if it's doing, and it's always, oh, we'll do organic growth. No, you won't. So don't try to take shortcuts.
Don't take shortcuts. Here's
He who hastens to become rich quick will not go unpunished. That's what Proverbs says. And it's the same concept with anything else.
Buying views, which you don't see that as much as you did. I'll be honest with you.
No, that's an older one.
Back in the day, you could go to you'd go to certain, they'd have like a billion subscribers, and yet the average video would only have like 60 views or 150 views, and you're going, wait a minute, there's a problem here. There's a really big problem where it just didn't line up. You know, the subscriber count would be at one level, and the views would be just a lot lower. It's not as much of an issue now, but YouTube has gotten to where they are experts at that. You're not going to get by with it. You're just not.
And if you get kicked off the platform, then what good did you do?
Don't chase the views, chase content. That's what, and you've heard me say that now for 3 years about this. Don't chase views, chase content, make good content. You learn to do all the other things to try to attract people to your channel, but you're not getting any validation by buying a view. I can't, to me, it'd be too embarrassing. I couldn't imagine being like, okay, I'm going to try to buy 300 views or 5. I would be too embarrassed because what if you got caught? Then everybody's going to call like, what's wrong with you? You're such a moron. I don't know. It just seems
it's not worth it. It's not
worth it. It's like
Gary asked, and then we'll conclude by talking about next week's live stream because I'm really excited about it. Should you stop comments being available in your shorts? So, Gary, we talked about shorts. If you figure out shorts and how to convert short viewers over to long form content viewers, Bill and I get you on, and you can teach all of us because we don't know. Here's what I would try, and Bill, if you have any ideas, chime in as well. If they're not spam and if they're not just absolute garbage comments, but it's people who are interested in what you just put out there, comment back with your subscribe link. The whole channel subscriber equals one link, that if you don't know how to do that, you'll see that in my comments down below. And say, hey, check out my long form content. I make long form content as well. Click here. Maybe that'll get them over to your main stuff.
I think I'll say this. I think right now, if you're just starting out making videos, I don't think anything's going to hurt you. In other words, if it's easy for somebody to make a 1-minute video, it's not going to hurt you to spend 10 videos making a short 2. Using the new thing that they came out with this week to make a short video. It's not going to hurt. The question is how much is it going to help you? Well, I mean, we're guessing right now but we don't know for a fact. So, man, you might be able to teach us a great deal by running the experiment, especially with a smaller channel just starting out. You might be able to teach us something. I will probably make a few just see what it looks like, just see how easy it is to go through that process.
Here's 2 things YouTube has done since I did shorts, and I tried them for a while, and they've done this very well. They've separated the analytics. So my analytics, I'm a numbers guy, were getting completely messed up by shorts.
Yeah,
and I couldn't handle that because I wasn't able to learn how to make long form content. That's separate now, so that was a good thing.
I didn't know that.
They also have separated the algorithm. So somebody watches lots and lots and lots and lots of shorts, and they think, hey, this viewer loves shorts. They're not going to recommend your long form content and vice versa. So it's completely separate algorithms at this point. They haven't done a crossover because it wasn't successful. I'm glad with that. If you want to make shorts and be a shorts creator, and if you can figure out a way to tie it back to your main content and maybe the new tools, great. But it's not going to be recommended by the same algorithm to the same people. And you can still get your analytics on your long form. So you know how long people are watching, or what is watch time going up, is average views going up, how long do people stay on a video, when do they leave. I couldn't really get to that without digging several layers deep when I was doing a bunch of shorts, so I stopped. But so yeah, it may be worth trying. Never say never.
Sure. I think there's a way to get advertisement in there. I just haven't figured it out yet.
Yeah,
I think there's a way to use those.
Neither is YouTube.
What's that?
They don't know how to advertise on shorts, and that's their biggest problem.
Just your channel. There's a way there. In other words, I think if you put a lot of thought into it, I think that's the key is do you have enough time to really think, how can I set this short up? That will go into your process in making the video to begin with. Like, you go into making a video, okay, how am I going to make this video to where I can get a short out of it that promotes the channel or promotes the video? I think you have to go into it with that mentality, and that's another layer. But listen, I mean, some of the stuff we're talking about, when you're fresh to the platform, it seems impossible, seems like long and so much, but then you get used to it. And maybe shorts, maybe that's the same thing. Something to think about.
I mean, if you build a shorts channel and get 10,000 subscribers and no watch hours, you're still not monetized. So I don't, it may be a conspiracy, Bill.
So if you have a short, think about this for a minute though. You make a short, it's a minute long. Let's say it's a minute long or 59 seconds.
You don't get watch hours. I don't know where you're going with this.
You don't get watch hours.
No.
Like at all, they don't give you watch. What's that?
No, they don't count.
Oh, I don't know why anybody would do. Why on earth? Because they said that they value watch time. Why on earth would you?
They don't count. No, I love where you were going. Sorry, I interrupted.
But it doesn't. No. If that's the answer, then that's the answer. I mean, but
does not count toward monetization.
Then that means that they've not separated the impression with the watch.
Yeah.
In other words, flipping through, pausing versus actually watching the whole thing.
The only they count is if you go to my channel and you scroll through my videos and you click a short that way. But anything put on the short shelf doesn't count.
Yeah, it's not happening.
No, it's not happening.
I'm not having. It's just I'm not wasting.
Or I mean, if you got a notification through the bell icon, that would count. So if you subscribe to my channel and you click the bell so you get notified anytime a video comes out,
yeah.
But that's not what shorts are designed for. Shorts are designed to go viral very quickly and fizzle out.
Or maybe we're old. I don't know. Maybe
we're old, and Gary needs to teach us how to do shorts. Absolutely.
I just don't get it.
So for a segue, I think this may be a conspiracy, actually.
It may be. And speaking of which.
So what we're going to do next week, this is either going to be on Bill's channel or mine. We haven't decided yet. So subscribe to both and click the bell for both. We have very similar content in some ways, and it's very different in other ways. But if you like outdoors and travel, you should subscribe to both of us. We're okay guys. I mean, Bill's smarter and has more wisdom, but that's okay. I like him. Anyway, next week we're going to talk about a few secrets that the government doesn't want you to know. All kidding aside, these are some very serious topics. So tune in next week. We're going to spend some time digging into these. It's not going to be all serious. We'll have some fun. But
will we, though? Wait a minute. I just got a text from a viewer. I'm sorry. I've got to read this.
Yes.
YouTube Shorts. It's a way of keeping YouTube relevant without having to pay out money to the content creator. That's what somebody.
That's fair.
It's an opinion. I'm not
They're
saying
trying to compete with TikTok and Instagram Reels and other platforms,
and without
trying to be relevant.
I don't know,
but they don't pay their creators.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
YouTube has been good to me. YouTube has been.
That may be a secret the government doesn't want us to know. To be determined.
I think next week is going to be a lot of fun, regardless of who's. I don't know whose channel it's going to destroy. I mean, I don't know which channel it's going to be on, it's going to be a lot of fun though. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. We might put a lot of advertising into this just because I think it's going to be a hoot
We can take serious topics and make them fun.
It's going to be
We've
a lot.
always been able to do that, you and I. So I hope that others can join us in the adventure that we have next week. Thanks, Bill, for doing this today. Thanks for everybody who watched it live. Make sure you go back and you watch the beginning if you missed it. Definitely hit the like button. Subscribe to both our channels. We got a number of links there in the content below where you can see part 1 of this if you didn't, Bill's channel, some other stuff. So take a minute and check that out, TubeBuddy and all that. Any final thoughts, Bill, or are we signing out till next week?
I am good. We're clear on this end.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Toby. We'll see you later.
See you later.